Hello, everyone, and welcome to an episode of Rantz, a live episode. It's Crisandro, of course, and ignore the sounds there, all this technological stuff, just music that should not have email as well. But naturally, we'd just do a nice live episode, just so we can get everyone's thoughts, get everyone's consensus on on Spurs and what's going to happen now. As you know, well, as you should all know, really, the league is going to resume, and it's going to resume next week. So, yeah, a few clubs have been getting together, putting together some training regimes to ensure that they are socially distancing and everything, and also making sure that that they're doing the bit trying to make sure they don't spread the virus, while also trying to maintain their fitness and also try and um, get fit for the upcoming games. And it wasn't too bad to get. Well, of course there were no cameras there because there's no cameras there at all to record it. But the ones that were there were Spurs affiliated. So that we go basically to their site to look at the result of the game. The result was actually a 2-1 victory for Norwich, but it's not quite as cut and dried as it might sound because basically the game. What the plan was initially was that we'd have 16 players play this original friendly yesterday against Norwich, and then tomorrow, which was today, I should say, and then today we're supposed to play Reading, but that game was called off unexpectedly. So they kind of cobbled together this really weird play 30 minutes. Well, but I think they're 4 quarters of 30 minutes. So effectively, the game ended up running for 2 hours. So the first part of the game, so I guess the first 60 minutes, so the first 2 quarters, Spurs were leading that one nil. We had our full strength side out as well, by the looks of it, and yeah, and doing quite well apparently. The and it was kind of cool. I mean, I've seen some of the pictures from Spurs, and the players look very very lean. They look very very sharp, and it's quite cool. I mean, even Tongi and Dombele looked really, yeah, and it worked quite well. And the only player that was missing there was Dele. Sorry, no, he wasn't missing. Dele was there, but obviously he'll be missing for the game against Manchester United, and he looked kind of sharp as well. Um, and it looked very very well organized. The team looked very very well organized. It looks like they're taking on board everything that Mourinho is now saying. I guess they're having that bit of time together. It's helping them kind of embed in what Mourinho wants. And well, it looked like it was a very interesting game. I mean, we took the lead, trying to find out who scored it. Because it wasn't who you think it was. Kane, nope, wasn't Lamella. But they had a lot of shots, and probably should have been about 2 or 3 nil up before. And well, I can't find the goal scorer at the moment. And attacked very well defensively, fantastic. Apparently, the defense was Foyt and Sanchez, and they kept a clean sheet in the first 2 quarters. So that was all right. That was good. Um, and I can't find the goal scorer for Spurs, but yeah. And then obviously there was a lot of changes made in the last 2 quarters, the last two bouts of 30 minutes each, and the team was getting younger and younger and younger. And it wasn't until the last 10 minutes of the last quarter that Norwich scored the 2 goals. One of them apparently was a fantastic free kick, and yeah, it was a Josip Dermich free kick. I can find the Norwich goal scorer. I can't find the Spurs goal scorer. So yeah, Josip Dermich with the free kick to win it, and then the equalising goal came from let's see, yeah, George Marsh. No, it was Josip Dermich with the equalising goal, then Mario Vrancic with a free kick. So yeah, there you go. There you go. But I'll try and find out if anyone knows who the goal scorer was. Then we shall see. But yeah, so apparently doing very well. It would have been better to have like the two games, but because the Norwich game, so it's gonna be kind of hard to tell what's how we're going to play really, because obviously there aren't any live cameras there for us to pick apart how we're expected to play. You might have seen the video I put out a couple of weeks ago where I wanted us to go to a 4-3-3 formation because I thought against Manchester United that might actually be of our benefit. So at least we try to compact in the middle and have pacey players out in the wings who will try and stop their pacey players, because that Daniel James. But yeah, so that's what I was kind of thinking, and I'm not quite sure the formation that we played against Norwich in that strange setup, but yeah, this should be it should be it should be a time where we've got all our players back now. Everyone's back. Everyone's back to fitness. Kane's back to fitness up to 6 months out, and Sissoko is back. I have missed Sissoko. Trust me, I have missed Sissoko, and it's good to have all the fit players back. That's all I can say. And so I'm looking forward to the Manchester United game. It's going to be kind of weird, obviously, because there's going to be nobody in the stadium, apart from the 300 selected, which includes the two teams and the camera crew and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel about this? I mean, I don't know if anyone actually has a bit more detail of the Spurs Norwich game, but yeah, what did you think of well, or the format to start off with? Did you agree with the format? Do you think that, because it could quite easily have just had us playing Norwich in one game, and then if Norwich agreed, played them again in the second game? That would have made much more sense than the four quarters that they did, lasting 30 minutes each. So that was kind of odd. But so what did you think? And also, I know there weren't any cameras in the game, but in your heart of hearts, you think that we're ready? I know we've got a lot of players back now from injury. In the heart of hearts, you think that we're ready to take on the 9 games that we have left? Because, well, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be quite a challenge. I know the target now is the Champions League place. That's the only thing we have left to fight for now after bombing out of everything. And it's been a very, very poor season. It has to be said, and I know that we haven't got much of a reference to go by. We're just going by the last 5-6 years, or 7, 8. Well, but yeah, last decade, I would say. And it's going to be kind of but to me, that was a very poor season. I'm just going to give a shout out there to James Germain, in the army there, and also Albin Ringblom. I hope I pronounced your name right there. Thank you there from Sweden. It's yeah, so it's kind of I mean, uh, what do I think? I'd say I am confident. I mean, I know a lot of people are not that confident about what we're going to do in the race for a Champions League place, but quietly confident. Obviously, because Manchester City won't be there, and they're cemented in the top two, I'll say. So their place will go down to fifth. I'm confident that they will lose their appeal. Otherwise, it just makes a mockery of the whole FFP rules if they just back down now. I mean, they've been trying to get them before on other rules. Now they've got them. If they just back, if the CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, back out here, then what's the point of FFP? Might as well just scrap it. But yeah, I'm confident that it will be banned for at least one season, and with one more season suspended. That's what I think will happen. So that means that the Champions League place will go down to fifth, and I think that will mean we'll sneak in. I think so. I think so, because we've got 9 games. You've got 9 games left now to try and turn this whole ship around, and now we've got everybody back to fitness, apart from Dele Alli, who's going to miss the Manchester United game because of the suspension, which I'll come into in a minute. It's looking good. It's looking good, and that's why I'm thinking that we could go for a strong midfield, stop them from come through the middle, or and also have players out on the wings who are pacey enough to try and stop them at source. But I'm thinking if we have Son out there, I don't want to reprise his wing back role for that he did in the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea. I don't want to reprise that, but at least he'll be out there and he'll keep Daniel James occupied. Here's the side, isn't it? With Daniel James on the left. He just pops up all over the place, doesn't he? So I can't quite think. But in my mind's eye, I've got him as a right footer. But either way, and Bergwijn on the other side. So hopefully that time with Mourinho now is instilled a position where Mourinho likes to defend, doesn't he? He loves people defending from the front. So I'm hoping now that that means that Bergwijn, Son, will be able to stop their wing backs from marauding forward, and we'll control the midfield. And that's what I'm kind of thinking. That's why I went with the 4-3-3 lineup that you might have seen in the other video. And it's a plus to have Kane back, because at least he'll be able to hold the ball up. And at least because obviously our foresight, we never even thought about a player who could actually hold the ball up at all. It's just orange, don't worry about that. There's nothing alcoholic in it just yet. But so that's basically the balance I'm trying to find right there. And I think it'll actually work against Manchester United, because before the plan was to just literally sit back and then soak everything up and try to hit them on the break. That hasn't worked in the last couple of games, has it? So we have to go and actually try and play our own game as opposed to trying to stop Manchester United playing theirs. But we shall see how it goes. But yeah, I'm quietly confident, and with a full strength squad now, and we have options. I mean, in my team, I didn't actually have Ndombele starting. I had him on the bench, but that'd be an option off the bench, wouldn't it? Lamella didn't have starting. That'd be an option, especially late on when the idea is to stop them from coming forward. He'll be like a busy little bee stopping them from building up attacks. In their defensive line, they have no option but to shoot long. And I think I had Alderweireld in my defence, but after hearing that Foyt and Sanchez put up a great partnership against Norwich, I know people are going to say it's only Norwich, but look at the results we had against Norwich this season. A draw where we should have lost, and then a win where we should have drawn. So I'm not taking anything for granted. And by all accounts, Foyt and Sanchez played a blinder against Norwich, kept him out for an hour, and did very well. So I'm thinking that it's probably why there hasn't been a scramble for defenders. I know we've been linked with all sorts, and every single ITK on the internet is saying that we are linked with everyone. Hi there, Angel. How you doing? You good? And then everyone's saying that everyone's linking us to every single defender, but maybe, just maybe, have we not got the defenders here already? I mean, people were talking about. I was saying the same thing about Sanchez kind of falling back and back since his move from Ajax, but at the same time, he has been kind of improving under Mourinho when he has played, and maybe because he's had the older player kind of next to him, but who knows? But he has kind of improved a lot. Same with Aurier out on at right back. He has improved a hell of a lot under Mourinho, and we can't deny that. We can't just go by what happened last season. We have to go by what was going on, and hopefully the 3-month break has not put a stop to that. That's what I kind of hope. That and we do have a player there who is going to take us forward. That's what I think. So we shall see. Obviously, he needs competition at right back because Carl Walker-Phillips is probably going to be on loan again after the season, and we need someone there to basically to boost them on, to boost Aurier on, and that's no bad thing really. On the left, I guess possibly. Well, I think we're at the end of the tournament, so we do need someone there behind Davies really to push him along. Rose is probably going to stay up north, I think, once his loan move at Newcastle's finished. And so we shall see. But yeah, against Manchester United, I think that's how it's gonna how we're gonna play, and I'm quite confident against. I know they've done quite. They were doing quite well. Who knows what this break has done to them? But they were kind of pushing up and pushing up and pushing up, and they were probably the main favourites to take the fourth spot if Chelsea slipped. But yeah, who knows? But we are. I'm confident of that of just getting up until at least fifth, maybe even fourth place. And yeah, I'm just checking the other fixtures because who have we got next? Is it West Ham? I've got West Ham in my head for some reason. Does anyone know if it's West Ham or not? But the next match is Manchester United. That's all well and good. I know that. Yep, West Ham United at home, and obviously, well, all these games are going to be behind closed doors. West Ham United themselves, I haven't really seen that far down the table. Are they safe? Are they in the relegation battle? I have no idea. But if they are, they'll be fighting for their lives, and they like to always turn up against us, don't they? So, but if we play, no, I'm not even that worried about it. I'm not even that worried about West Ham. We should beat them quite easily. We should beat them. If we don't, then there's something seriously wrong. They have nothing really that will scare me. They have pace that's manageable. They have a threat up front, which is negligible. I ain't worried about them. If we lose that, then it's on us. The game that I am worried about, though, and it's literally the one that follows after that. Sheffield United away. I would love to have gone to. I mean, last time I went to Bramall Lane, it was peak, man. I think that was the League Cup semi final. I think we got through, didn't we? But I think we lost in the night. That was crazy. But last league game was when Jermaine Genius was there. I think it was under Martin Yole. Then we took the lead and we ended up losing 2-1. That was an annoying trip back. So I would love to have gone there this season, but I'll know I'll probably, well, depends on how long the ban on going to public events is. But if it extends into all of next season, then screw it. Who knows? But yeah, it's. I mean, the Sheffield United game is probably the one that worries me the most. Manchester United negligible, but I just can't see how. Sheffield United just looks strange going forward, and it just really do look strange. I'm not quite sure how we combat that the marauding central defenders who act as wingers. I'm not sure how we combat the striker who goes into midfield and then and then supplies the balls for the midfielders run onto. They are a very. I mean, the way they're put together, that is brilliant. I mean, I have to applaud Chris Wilder. He's put together a brilliant side. I'm not sure how. I can't see how to combat them. And usually I can think, okay, we can stop them, but then you got him, and then they are a good side. They really are, and they are the ones that probably pose a lot more worry for me than any other team that we've got. And I'm not afraid to say it, they do worry the hell out of me. But yeah, we got that, and trying to find out the other games. I know Arsenal's in the mix somewhere, but yeah, that is one game that I would do worry about. Sheffield United away. As I said, there's one Arsenal I've been to Bramall Lane, and I'd love to go to Bramall Lane and just see it in person. It would have been cool, but well, it is what it is, and we are where we are. So then, right, try to get the other games up. It looks like that's literally all that has been fixed. I don't know if you can see that. I'm on the website right there, and that's all the games that they got. So yeah, I'm not quite sure who or when we'll be playing the other ones, but yeah, there we go. But the teams that we have left, I know we have Arsenal left. And that's at home, isn't it? Because we played them, we drew 2-2 at the Emirates. So we've got that. We've already played Chelsea twice, lost to them twice, turned up twice. So it is kind of an interesting one, really. Tell me what you think. Are you as confident as I am about us getting into the Champions League? Because, well, I need to right the wrongs of this season. Really, this season has been utterly appalling, and the only way to right the wrongs of that is to qualify for the Champions League again and go full out and go all out again and try and replicate what we did last season and not have an ounce of what happened this season. And that's the bit that gets me really. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, it's been happening for 18 months, almost 2 years now. So we have to try and rectify that. The only way you could do that is by qualifying for the Champions League and then trying to go all out again. If we do fail, then next season will be the big one. And I am quietly confident that we will have the wherewithal if we get a couple of players in, the ones that we're linked with. And let's talk about Coutinho. Philip Coutinho, who plays for he's on loan at Bayern Munich, isn't he? Yeah, plays for Barcelona. I know probably chances are that, especially after the news that we took out £175 million loan to cover all to cover everything during this whole lockdown period. I don't know if that money is actually for operations and stuff like that, or whether it's money allocated for transfers. I don't know, but chances are I don't think we'll have enough money to actually spend on transfer next season, which is a bit of a bummer, especially as well. I mean, Mourinho came in at this time to try and get us to try and challenge for the title. So chances are we won't actually get. It's probably been delayed now for another season or so. But if we do get a couple of the players that we're linked with, and I think there's been 3 or 4 strikers that we've been linked with. Most of them playing in Germany, but there is that right back from Nice. Can't remember his name, Tunisian name by the looks of it. But players that I know a lot of fans will be like, yeah. But I think build up slowly and then get them involved. A bit like when Mourinho did it in the first year at Chelsea. I mean, the biggest name he had there, what was it? I know it was Drogba, but not many people knew about Drogba from his Marseille days. Damien Duff, not many people thought that he was a decent enough player for Blackburn. The Blackburn he came from? But then a lot of them were younger players that came in through the youth setup. Well, I say youth setup, West Ham. And they bought a load of players from West Ham, didn't they? Johnson, Lampard. So yeah, and they just kind of melded them, and then you got the tactics working, and then they went out and won the title. You know what I mean? So I don't know. A couple of those players weren't brought in by Mourinho. They're already there. I think they were there from the Ranieri days. So but he instilled in them a belief that they can actually challenge for the title. And that is what I think we need here more than a player who's worth £250 million and just to show an intent. I think that's probably what we actually do need. Just a mentality. I mean, Pochettino took us so far. It was brilliant. He got us thinking that we could beat anybody we come across. And I just seen there from Angel there that Everton on the 4th of July. Hey, born in the USA. Anyway, it says to be decided. So I guess that has not actually been confirmed as yet. But I guess Everton's the next game after West Ham, which is fine. So Everton at home, confident about that as well. You know, it was at Goodison. Then maybe there'll be a little bit of trepidation, but at home we should have the wherewithal. And yeah, so we shall see. What was the point I was making before? Oh, I can't remember it. But oh yes. So Mourinho basically just instilling in us more of on top of what Pochettino built up, because there have not been any fan, I guess, outside of the ones who were who saw what Venables could maybe should have done in the early 90s when he took us up to third. 1990, wasn't it? That was the last time we kind of challenged. We flirted with that end for a little while, especially under Jerry Francis, and never quite making it. But nobody actually believed. Well, I'm the eternal optimist, so I guess that's probably me a bit different. But nobody actually believed that we could consistently challenge for the title, and that's what Pochettino brought into the Spurs psyche. Even then, when we were challenging up there, many people were just kind of dismissed as just waiting for us to fail. And it's kind of more hurtful that they'll wait for us to fail. And what we did was like, I told you so. What would happen if we did win the title? We'll just be like, oh, man, anyway. But that's by the by. We got that far, and then for 2 years, challenged for the title. The third year, we kind of fell away a little bit. And then the fourth year was kind of what we are having here. Which is crazy. So that's what I'm thinking, that on top of what Pochettino's done, Mourinho will come in and then build on top of that. Rather like what happened at Chelsea when Ranieri, I think they finished second, didn't they, behind who was it? Manchester United, was it? Must have been Manchester United. Was it Arsenal? Can't remember. But they finished second under him, and everyone thought, that's harshly, it was sacked. Then comes Mourinho, and then win the title the next season. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking, that the same thing could probably happen here. And I don't see why not. Everyone's saying that Mourinho's finished, Mourinho's dinosaur, Mourinho's this, that, and the other. It's all old school, but that is nah. You don't lose that winning. You don't lose that winning mentality. And you don't lose that ability to just switch a game during the 90 minutes. You know what I mean? And that was the issue when we had everybody out, or most people out, with injuries and whatnot. We could not switch the games, which is why we go into the games and we just lose. We just go goal down, and then we just kind of, our heads dropped. So that's just literally where we were at this point. And this is what I'm thinking. That's now Mourinho has had the 3 months with the players, because they haven't been slouching. As you can see, Tongi and the belly looks real svelte, looks real fit. Even Jensen looks like he's put on a bit of a little bit of bulk, not too much, but a little bit of bulk. Dyer looks really slim, svelte, and fit as well. And it's good to see. And Bergwijn looks like he's got a bit more energy as well. And Kane, well, I didn't actually get to see much. I haven't seen much of Kane's pictures of Kane and whatever, but all I've seen is like stills of him directing traffic. So I guess they missed the captain side of him, which is good, and it's good to have him back doing that. So and then the old guard as well, especially at the back. It's good to have Lloris. He was talking a good game as well. He was talking a real good game, basically saying that we missed a hell of a lot when the players are out injured, and missed a lot when Kane was out. But now we're back in and looking forward to it. And then we have Dele, who as you might know, banned for one game and then fined £50,000 for that video that was circulated around social media. From what I understand, I was kind of a joke between him and his friends. Nothing untoward about it. It wasn't anything bigoted, racial, or anything at all about it. It was just, if you've actually read, I'm sure you've seen the video, and it's been made out to be a racist incident against a guy who appears to be of Chinese origin. But you've seen the video, turn the volume up, it says, doesn't it? And his explanation that the guy was coughing a lot, and he was already having fears about catching COVID. And so when that guy was coughing, he puts the video on saying, what was it? Corona what? Turn the volume up. And then zooms in on the guy didn't cough in the end. I guess he got all the coughing out. That's literally what, I mean, if you read that, if you read what happened, you just actually see the video and you see what happens as she goes on, you see that everything just flows and there's always on. You see that everything just flows and there's all naturally organic in the way he explained it. So it makes sense. So that's why I've got an issue with him doing with him on that front. But you take a video, it's going to go on social media, no matter what happens, and you're always going to be scapegoated because of it. So you have to kind of learn to learn when to put things out or when not to put things out. You know what I mean? And 1 second. And there's always going to be someone out there who doesn't like you, who's going to try and spin it. And that's probably the lesson that Dele has to learn now. And he's still a young man, so he's got all the learning. I mean, I made hell of a lot of mistakes when I was a kid, at his age. So, yeah, he will grow. I mean, he doesn't become cynical like I am, but cynical towards the world like I am. But the thing is, he's got to keep on making mistakes, but hopefully he's got people there to put an arm around his shoulder and just make sure he's all right. Because I know he would have been stung by that, because he would have just shared that video amongst friends, and that one of those friends just literally sent it out to the papers just to get a rise or just get some money. Who knows? That's probably the most upsetting thing of it. But now he's got to serve a 1-match ban, although the fine's a bit excessive. But I guess just to make an example out of him. But there we go. That's what it is. So he'll be missing for the Manchester United game. But he'll be available for the rest of them. So 9 games to try and rescue the season. That's 27 points. If we go on a run, who knows where we'll end up? But I'm quietly confident. We shall see what happens. So, well, thank you for tuning in and listening to this little rant. I'm probably going to do another one on Friday, I think, just before Friday when we're playing. Yeah, we're playing on Friday, so probably do a video. Yeah, probably do a video on Friday after the game's finished. It is going to be on TV. I think it's on Sky. So I do a reaction video, kind of like the ones that you've seen. I do after when I'm actually in the stadiums and do a live shot. So yeah, so I'll do a video then, and then we shall see what happens, really, because yeah, it's going to be the big one. If we put Manchester United down, then the rest is going to flow nice and easy. Anyway, what do you think? How do you think we're gonna do in that game? It's yeah, well, it's a big one. So let us know your thoughts, and also let me know what team you would play, because yeah, it'd be good to see now that everyone's fit, how people see us actually progressing with the squad. So let us know. Put all the comments down there and let us know. And so the next time you see me will be Spurs Manchester United. I'll do a reaction video at the end of that. So we shall see what happens. So yeah, until then, football's back on. Well, not football as we know it, but it's good to see that ball rolling on the pitch, and the 22 guys chase after it, and hopefully Spurs come out as a winner. So thank you for listening to me, and let us know what you think. Share, like the video, all of that. And next Friday we shall see. Come on, you Spurs. You all take care.